Welcome to the Ecom 80/20 podcast, the show for brands looking to compete and win at selling online by building better customer relationships. I'm your host, Isaac Hyman, featured speaker and author of the Ultimate E-commerce Email and SMS Playbook and founder of Highflyer Digital, the marketing agency for the fastest growing e-commerce brands in the world. On each episode, I reveal, unpack, and demystify the secret strategies that the top 1% use to acquire, convert, and retain customers better. My mission is to help you level the playing field and give you the tools to build more profitable revenue streams for your business. Let's get started. Hey guys, how are you? Isaac Hyman here. We are doing our podcast live. The Ecom 80/20 podcast is going straight out into the internet, out into the public, and I really thank my marketing coordinator, my assistant Abdullah, for really kind of leveraging the technology and really making it superb. So thank you so much. He's in behind the scenes and behind, any company out there. There's a team out there who's doing such great stuff. So thank you very much for helping. This is going to be our first broadcast live for our season 2 of the Ecom 80/20 podcast. We're refocusing our efforts on giving small businesses and small brands the tools they need to build better customer relationships and unlock profitable, predictable, and sustainable revenue streams from their customers. And there's no better channel to do that in than email and SMS and CRM. That's really what a lot of people don't always talk about. So I'll be the first to say right now, currently, we are giving away our holiday launchpad bundle for free. It is a $2,000 value, full stacked book, downloads, lead magnets, cheat sheets, campaign calendar. All that is being given away for free at highflyerdigital.com/win. So definitely go over there and check it out. I also love to have you subscribe to our podcast and learn more about what we're doing every day, all day, and kind of helping brands compete to win in a very crowded marketplace. So now that we got that off our plate, let's dive into some of the things that are on the top of the mind right now for brands when it comes to Q4. And that is leveling up their campaign calendar and leveling up their planning for the entire month, and just kind of trying to hack something together, trying to DIY things and making sure that their email and SMS program is really at the highest possible level to absorb all that holiday traffic, to get as many customers as they possibly can, and just really perform at a high level, right? So I'm going to give you 16 email and SMS holiday hacks that we're talking about all month long that will help you win Black Friday as well as Q4 overall, and of course Cyber Monday. And these are things you could probably do pretty quickly. Depends on what your staffing looks like and what your team looks like. But there are things you could do pretty quickly, and there are things that require some strategic guidance and thought process. And we'll go through them one by one. It shouldn't take too long, but you're going to find that if you do these little tiny hacks, you'll overcome the biggest challenge a lot of brands have, which is if they fail to plan, they plan to fail. So we're here to help you. Our team at Highflyer Digital, myself included, is definitely here to help you kind of level that playing field and plan for a significantly great holiday season. So let's jump right in with the 16 hacks. Hack number one. I probably should show this on the screen, but we're running a pilot by going live on our podcast and broadcasting this out as well. But for now, I'll talk you through it. Number one, the perfect Q4 calendar. You want to take the time to set together your calendar in advance, right? Map out your entire Q4 plan, not just your plan for this week, not just your plan for October, not just your plan for November or Black Friday weekend. You want to map it all out, the entire plan. The best part is I have one to give you. Just go to highflyerdigital.com/win. You'll get a copy. But if you map out your entire calendar, you'll be able to kind of focus all your energy on making sure that your merchandising is correct, your inventory is correct, your promotions are correct, that you're setting yourself up to project out and predict what is going to move this holiday season and how much revenue you can make, right? That's kind of where you want to focus on. So just map out that calendar. And the way, if I was going to be to kind of like start fresh by creating a whole new calendar, I would do the following, right? I would, number one, align with merchandising to determine the inventory, what that inventory looks like over the next 90 days, right? Where are you now on your inventory levels, and making sure that you can fill the orders that you're expected to get. I would obtain any industry reporting you need to get true data behind how you plan out a campaign. For example, if you know that your buyers are going to be shopping in mid-October and the buying season is getting earlier and earlier for you, be sure to win the holiday season in October. If you feel it's later in the season, win it towards the mid-November. mapping out that and knowing the data and mapping out how you want to run your campaign calendar, that's the key part. I would also focus on mapping out your CRM goals, kind of big goals such as who are your VIP buyers, who are your holiday 2021 buyers, who do you need to hit in order to make sure you're comping year over year, making sure you're hitting your numbers and not leaving anyone on the table. You want to coordinate with your content team and making sure that you are, have a great list of buying guides, education, things that'll help educate the buyer and gift really well. You want to kind of map that out with your content team. That's part of that campaign calendar. Coordinate your Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday offers. Tap into your value propositions as well. So there's a lot of different things you want to have in your campaign calendar that goes beyond just kind of like, what campaign are we sending today? What are we sending next day? Right? So all these things are really important when crafting that calendar. So like I said, map out the perfect Q4 calendar. You can always pivot, but start with just getting the rundown, set. Hack number 2, take the time now to do some last chance A/B testing, right? You want to take the time to dive into your list and say, hey, what can we still test to make sure we are not winging it during the holiday season, right? The last thing you want is to wing it on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You want to be able to focus on, hey, I know these campaigns and promotions will move the needle. I know what subject lines will move the needle, what emotions I need in that subject line. I know what content and copy will move. So no more winging it. Now's the time. You've spent the entire year, you've spent 3 quarters testing, optimizing, improving, and now is when you want to literally go with the best, right? Put in your A game. This is the playoffs. This is the NBA Finals, right? You want to go the World Series. This is the time when no more winging it. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We're going to go with what works. So put together in October, you still have some time, even if now it's still September, but you still have some time. Do some last chance A/B testing. Put up that map and say, hey, I still need to test this. I still need to test this segment. I still need to test that, this subject line, this creative. So you are fully set. No more winging it, right? You're in Q4. November comes, you're full steam ahead. Holiday hack number 3, know your holiday value. What you want to do is kind of put together your value propositions for the holiday season and make sure that they are really, really super. Really make sure that they are, set in stone and they're there to compete. The worst thing is if you have a holiday value proposition that your competitors are really beating you on, or you're not positioned in the best way possible against your competitors, you're going to lose out, right? A great example of that is there's a stat that shows, I think it was 74% of brands are still making 2-day shipping a priority. Reality is Amazon's already at 2-day shipping. They've been at that for years, right? 1-day shipping to them is the biggest priority. 1-hour delivery could be the biggest priority. So if your brand is not set up to compete on those value propositions, you're not going to win. If you don't have financing options, if you don't have points and rewards and your competition does, you're not going to compete, right? If you don't have extended holiday returns, you're not going to compete. So really sit down, map out your holiday value props and live and die by it. Make sure they're aggressive. You want to be able to compare and say, hey, we can compete with anyone in the game and you trust us more because our brand is important to you. So know your holiday value. Holiday hack number 4, QA your automations. I'll be the first to tell you, anytime you have an automations running, we think that they're doing really well. There are times when they may break. There are times when they're off. There are times I just got off the phone with someone, a couple days, well, not off the phone, but I got off the phone with them yesterday saying that one of their automations for some reason had a blip and their API wasn't connecting and it just kind of had this 2-hour dark period where it just wasn't working. That's a problem, right? You need to be able to kick the tires on those automations and make sure they're running at full speed. So you really want to dive into them. In addition, aside from QAing your automations, you want to ensure that your holiday look and feel, that master template, that reskinning of your website that you may be doing for the holidays, the reskinning of your template that some brands like to do, make sure that design matches up too, right? So you want to kind of have your automations running at full speed ahead, on brand, on look and feel, having those value propositions for the holidays, and just ensure that they are going to be set to run and pick up all the extra momentum that you're getting from the holidays, from your campaigns, from your buying guides, from your offers. They're set to pick up all the ones that were in the bottom of the funnel. So QA your automations, making sure that they're running at optimal speed. Like I said, last chance testing, put in some last chance testing. You can test something a week before Black Friday. from your cart abandon or browse abandon. And that'd be great. Even those little tweaks, little optimizations may help you win a few more dollars during the season. So QA your automations, all of them, from post-purchase to welcome to cart to browse to churn, risk of churn, every automation out there, just kick the tires on it. Make sure they're running at full speed ahead and that you're pretty confident in them. Holiday hack number 5, reactivate and re-engage. Most people are sitting on this massive dormant list of emails that they literally don't want to touch, right? This is an opportunity for you to take one last stab at them. Take the time, maybe in October, and this is why we're doing this podcast right now. October is a great time to kind of do that one final pass and see what else you can gain from the emails you have on your list. If you really feel that by emailing them or touching them or inviting them to another channel like SMS, if they're totally dormant, if you feel that hitting them is going to really affect your deliverability, don't do it. But if you're pretty confident that there's some pockets of opportunity on your list, run a re-engagement campaign, run a reactivation campaign for your buyers. A great example of this are holiday 2021 buyers who only buy during the holiday season. They only bought one time. Try to get them in advance warmed up, right? A great example of how to do this is leverage a letter campaign, a letter from the CEO, an invite to early access of buying guides and early access to our holidays plan or whatever it may be. But give a first pass to that dormant population. See what they do. How can you reactivate or re-engage them? Even an open, a click, or a browse is worth it, right? You don't necessarily have to make money off them. You just have to engage them. Get them warmed up, right? Because the worst thing is you don't want to hit a dormant population on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and affect your deliverability. You want to be able to say, hey, we warmed them up in October. We got them excited. We got them interested. We set our deadlines. We let them know that there are deals coming, there are offers coming, and they should mark themselves as prepared to go. Another example of this is make sure they can sign up for an option they want. Put at the bottom, say, hey, click if you want to be the first to know about Black Friday deals. All they need to do is click. Boom, they click. You've segmented them out. They will now hear about Black Friday deals. They've self-selected to have that. If they make a purchase before, even better, right? That's 2 wins right there. So reactivate and re-engage your list. Holiday hack number 6, leverage your recommendations. Leverage recommendations. There are many brands that tend to put forward a lot of different products in front of customers, and these are high margin products. Of course, this is what you're leading with. There are people that the brands that put loss leaders in front of customers to get them to buy that loss leader. That's great for sure, but you want to definitely leverage the recommendations, the dynamic picks from your website, from your Klaviyo account, from SailThrough, from Bluecore, wherever you're mailing right now. Leverage that recommendation engine, right? So you really want to kind of make sure that every email that goes out has dynamic products for them. The most important part is know what's in stock, what's out of stock. So make sure that there's some sort of lever there that says don't show out of stock products. When you're in the holiday season, products sell out pretty quickly. So if you find that you're showing out of stock products, you don't want anyone pissed off. So just kind of focus on leveraging your recommendation engine as much as possible. Remember I started about last chance A/B testing? Test your recommendation engine now, right? What will move the needle? Is it new arrivals? Is it bestsellers? Holiday new arrivals, holiday bestsellers? Is it wisdom of the crowd? Is it items that are related to what you purchased in the past? What's the best recommendation algorithm to run for the global population? And then what's the best segmented recommendation algorithm to run for each segment? So you really want to drill into that. And if you do it really well, you'll find that your click rate will go significantly higher. Your conversion rate will rise. Even better, these products aren't necessarily discounted. Full price. If I'm shopping for a MacBook or something like that, I'm willing to spend money on it. I don't need to be distracted by a 50% off HP, laptop. Don't distract me. Show me what I'm interested in at full price. That's the power of recommendation algorithm, right? Leverage that. A lot of brands don't leverage it. They kind of want to put together their own products and show them this and show them that. Show the customer the product that they're in the store for, right? That's what they're looking at. Show them recommended what they're looking at. Walk them through the aisle virtually, digitally, and you'll find your conversion rate will go way up. So leverage that recommendation algorithm. Holiday hack number 7, work backwards from fulfillments, right? You want to kind of focus on, hey, I have these products. Can I realistically get it to them in time for the holidays? In this case, in time for Christmas, right? So anytime you're thinking about what email should go out, think to yourself, well, what is that cutoff date that they can get it in time? So if your cutoff date for delivery before Christmas is 3 days before or 2 days before, work backwards and say, okay, the last chance shipping campaign should go out here. Last chance expedited shipping campaign should go out here. Last chance for in-store pickup should go out here. And work backwards and know whatever promotions and products you're putting on sale always need to be able to be delivered in time for the holidays. So work backwards. Just step backwards and say, hey, we still have these products. We want to move it. Can we confidently get it out? Are we drop shipping it? Are we not? Are we delivering ourselves? Is it FBA? However you're fulfilling on it, work backwards from fulfillment, right? That's another hack that's related, is that this is where gift cards are really handy. You'll find that gift cards are probably an area that brands don't focus on as much, but they really should. And I'll get to that in a second. So hack number 7, work backwards from fulfillment. Hack number 8 for the holiday season for email and SMS is use buying guides. Create buying guides for segmentation. I remember I used to run buying guides all the time, and there are times when you're a marketer, you look at it and say, well, did my buying guide make me money, right? Did I make money from a buying guide? It's a piece of content, right? You don't always make money from a buying guide. It usually can, but buying guides are also useful for segmentation, right? You see in your inbox, you'll find in your inbox, probably early October, you'll start seeing holiday buying guides, and it'll say things like holiday buying guide for him, buying guide for her, gifts under $250, gifts under $500, gifts under $10, gifts for the soccer lover, gifts for the basketball lover, like my son. So all these serve as segmentation options. Person clicks on that and shows a high intent level of buying that product or having an interest in that product. That's a segmentation, flag that you can now use to build out a different segment. And you could measure that however you want. You could say like, oh, well, one click may not mean that much, but if they've clicked 3-4 times on gifts for him, I know that they're in the market for gifting for him. If they clicked 5 times on gifts under $250, I know what their budget is. So they're going to see only items under $250 for now until they're proven otherwise. So that's kind of how you use the buying guides. Build out a nice long email, build out a really good, well-designed email that allows you to have multiple click points. See where they click, send it out a few times, get some data, use SMS to send a trigger out that says, hey, who are you gifting for? There's so many different ways to get that extra high intent level of segmentation in everything you do. And you should use it. Use surveys to get, what are you gifting? What are you trying to gift this year? And always know this, people are always gift themselves, right? They're buying for themselves just as much as they're buying for other people. They're probably buying for themselves first. So just always know that when they're clicking on that buying guide, they're giving you data. You have to listen to the customer, not just sell. You got to listen. That's how you build a better customer relationship, by listening to them. And they're sharing their signals through their click, right? Every relationship starts with a click. That's hack number 8. Hack number 9, grow those one-time buyers, right? Like I said before, there are holiday 2021 buyers that only bought once, and there are one-time buyers you have throughout the year. 74% of customers for your e-commerce store are one-time buyers, one and done. What you want to do is focus on getting them to buy twice. And if they don't, there's no better time for them to buy than by the holiday season. Everyone's gifting for someone. Coworkers, friends, families, spouses, kids, you name it, they're all gifting for someone. So take the opportunity to grow those one-time buyers and focus all your energy on giving them the tools, the discount, the incentives, the recommendations, anything you need to get them to go from 1 to 2. If they go from 1 to 2, the lifetime value of that customer grows by, on average, maybe 600%. So that one little gap from 1 to 2 is what you need to close. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, easier, much easier. Anyone will try something once, right? Everyone will buy something at least once, right? But what you want to do is focus on getting them from 1 to 2, right? And that's giving them a signal that says, hey, they're willing to try you out twice. Great. That's what we need to kind of build that relationship. So grow those one-time buyers during the holiday season. There's no better time. Like I said, everyone's buying right now. Holiday hack number 10. I think we're on number 10. Two extra holiday buyers. Okay. Get your holiday buyers to buy twice. Try to get them. We all know, like I said, everyone's buying during the holidays. If you can get those holiday buyers to buy 2 times, you're in a really good position. And it's not so hard. Think of it this way. If I bought a camera, right? And I wanted to, that's my gift. I wanted to gift either myself or gift a friend, get a camera. Amazing. Good. Got your camera. What can they do to accessorize that camera right now, unlock the true value of that gift, and expand that gift or expand their purchase for themselves, right? That is 2 purchases within the holiday season. Or let's say I'm buying a sweater, right? You want to upsell them now in the holiday season, the opportunity to buy the sweater of a different color, mix and match, gift for him and her, or buy the pants that go with it, you name it, whatever it may be. If you get them to buy twice in the holiday season, you're in a really good spot because they are not going to be a one-time buyer for the rest of the year. They're now officially a 2-time buyer. A gift card is another great opportunity to get them to buy twice. You got something for yourself, now get something for someone else. You got something for someone else, now gift yourself, right? So there's ways to kind of like get those one-time buyers in the holiday season to buy twice, increase your loyalty right there when they're in buying mode, where they're in wallets open, they're in spend mode. You get to January, February, March, the spend volume, the spend threshold just drops. So you want to focus all your energy right now, getting them to buy 2 times. I'm not going to say 3 times, but try 2 times and kind of get that to the next level. Because if you do, like I said, there's a higher propensity to go from 2 times to 3 times than it is for them to go from 1-time buyers to a 2-time buyer, right? So you've overcome that hurdle right when the season is hot. That's another holiday hack for you. Holiday hack number 11, gift cards. Here's why gift cards rock, okay? And I've run many tests on gift cards. I ran a test on selling gift cards and a promotion on gift cards, right? Buy a $100 gift card, get a $10 gift card for free. Or buy a $10 gift card, get a $5 gift card for free, whatever it was. It was like some sort of BOGO offer where you spend more, you get a bonus one on top of it. Here's what happened, right? Everyone bought gift cards. Everyone. It's cash in the bank, right? So we probably sold about 100 $500 gift cards, or maybe 100 $1,000 gift cards, whatever it may be. And we got about 200 orders of $10 gift cards. So what's the value for you? Number one, it's a gift card. They can only spend at your brand, right? So number one, that's cash. That's literally cash. You're acting like a bank now, right? So they've spent money on gift card and they can only redeem it with you. On top of that, the breakage for a gift card is high, depending on the tier. So if I have a $100 gift card, chances are most people will redeem a $100 gift card, right? But that 5% that don't redeem, that's free money for you. If they lower the gift card, if they bought a $10 gift card, the breakage rate on that tends to be maybe even as high as 50%. So if they're not redeeming that $10 gift card, that's money for you. You just gained $10 from them. They haven't used it. They probably will never use it. That's money in the bank. That's the power of gift cards, right? And like I said before, if you get a customer to buy 2 times a product and a gift card, well, guess what? The loyalty goes up. The propensity for them to buy again returns. And a gift card, depending on when that kind of time limit runs, that could let them, let's say a gift card runs for 90 days, right? They buy a gift card and expires in 90 days, use it or lose it. That means they have to make another purchase in Q1, which is great for you, right? Get that Q1 sale going in that they may not have bought from you before. That's why gift cards rock. High breakage. There's a chance that they won't even redeem it. It's cash in the bank. And you have the opportunity to kind of like get another purchase out of them that you may not have gotten before. Win-win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, right? That's why gift cards rock. That's holiday hack number 11. Holiday hack number 12, be omnipresent, right? We both know that email is one channel, SMS is another channel. Be omnipresent in all those channels. Be omnipresent in social, on obviously if you're running paid ads, Google search, paid social, you name it. TikTok for those that are into that TikTok right now. But be omnipresent in the channels you're in and make sure that they're reinforcing each other. Right? There are many times some brands will throw out an SMS and the email and the SMS will look the exact same. Or they're sending out an email for a campaign, such as like Black Friday. Let's just say Black Friday. They send a campaign at 12 a.m. midnight for Black Friday deals are now live. Then they send a text around the same time. It's terrible. Use SMS when it's supposed to be leveraged, right? Map out that journey and say email gets first pass or SMS gets first pass, whatever it may be. 6 hours later, we're going to send an SMS reminder to our best customers, different language. Best sellers are here. Have you seen these new products added to our Black Friday deals? And then an email later, whatever it may be. Layer it in all together so you're omnipresent. You're not just repeating the same thing in 2 different channels. You're approaching each one conversational, one promotional, and reinforcing each other. And when you do that, as well as within the automations, you really will be omnipresent. You really will be seen as each channel has its own role, and you'll train that customer to think, oh, guess what? I better check my text because I got a text with high awareness, but my email has a lot more real estate and I can actually shop more and go straight to the products I really want to see. So you have to leverage them in the right way. But the point is be omnipresent and use them both together instead of doing the same thing on each channel. That's holiday hack number 12. Holiday hack number 13, power up those product triggers. Power up. So product triggers are like, that's low-hanging fruit, right? This is, again, where people are showing a high intent to buy a product. Product triggers run the range of saying like, oh, a back in stock trigger could be a great example, or a new arrival or a new review is left, or low stock. That's a product trigger. We both know, a lot of people know the cart abandoned, browse abandoned product triggers like that. But kind of explore different triggers that will allow you to win the holiday season and get more automated emails out the door, right? Campaigns are great. Automations will do better though. Automations are 24/7, 365. If you have an item that people are looking at and it's low stock, make sure that trigger is running at that threshold when the product drops below 100, below 50, below 5, whatever it may be, whatever that low stock looks like to you. Make sure those are running really well. Stack up some new ones that are pertinent to the holiday season. Like I said, low stock is a great example where you can send an email out, trigger an email out, knowing that your best seller for the holiday season is getting low. Everyone who looked at that item, everyone who carted that item, everyone who showed an interest in items related to that item should get that low stock campaign, low stock trigger. So level up those product triggers. It's going to really help make the difference between your holiday season. Not everything is about sending just a batch and blast campaign. Use the triggers, the automations to do all the heavy lifting for you. That's the product triggers you want to dive into. Holiday hack number 14, kick the tires on your MarTech. Make sure that your marketing technology is really at the highest level possible. I'll tell you a horror story. I myself know, and everyone who's listening to this podcast that worked with me in the past knows this story. Our ESP at the time, when I was working back in the top 1% as director of CRM, our ESP on Thanksgiving Day broke, shut down, hacked, whatever you want to call it. It didn't work. So on Thanksgiving Day, we were panicked. What are we going to do? No one knew what was happening. Everyone's on high alert. Our ESP was working overtime, figuring out what the problem was, fixing it, slowly ramping it back up. I got to say, we lost probably 24 hours of Thanksgiving Day to Black Friday for the ESP being down. Luckily, we had a backup. That's another thing. Have a backup ESP. A lot of people don't have that, and maybe a small brand isn't ready for that yet, but a backup ESP could help in the long run. But we had a backup, but our MarTech was down. Our ESP was down. That is terrible. No one wants that. It is traumatic. I can't tell you. I was up probably like 48 hours in a row trying, panicked about whether or not we would get out the campaigns we need for Black Friday. Luckily, we netted out, even better than the year before through some good pivots. But kick the tires on your MarTech. Make sure that they are set to run flawlessly. Make sure that they are staffed up well. Make sure that you have whoever you're using is staffed up to kind of answer your questions. Who's on call? Your website is functionally operational. That nothing will be down to the reasonable expectations. There's also a code freeze at certain points where no technology will want to come onto your site, where you don't even want to have any new technology on your site because who knows? Something could break. Something could affect your checkout engine. So kick the tires on your MarTech well in advance, making sure everyone's up and running. You have a good plan in case something goes wrong. You have a plan B, you have a plan C. So kick the tires on that. I know from experience, It's better to be prepared, over prepared than under prepared for Q4 and certainly for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Holiday hack number 15, and we're almost there. Holiday hack number 15 is be convenient every step of the way. This is super important. This is kind of like high level, big picture, and then I'll bring it down to eye level as well. Be convenient every step of the way. What you want to do is focus on, do you have free shipping? Is it easy to navigate your site? Do you have, if I called into your website, are you staffed up to absorb my calls easily, quickly? Do you offer extended returns? Returns have been shown that if a customer returns a product, they have a higher propensity that they will buy another product instead. If your return policy is very generous. And during the holiday season, you need to have a very generous return policy. That happens. People return gifts. They don't like it. It's not their style or whatever it may be. So be convenient every step of the way, from pre-purchase to purchase to post-purchase, everything, right? So you need to focus everything you're doing on how convenient are we to get their product, to order their product, to fulfill on their product, and to return or educate on their product. The more convenient you are from start to finish, the higher propensity you will have of the customer being satisfied and happy, and making sure that they will return if they return to your brand, even if they return your item, right? That's kind of our post-purchase hourglass. And you can read more about that in our book, where we dive into kind of like, hey, how do you turn customers from the funnel into the flywheel and kind of turn customers into advocates? It's a different way of a lot of people are obsessed with the funnel, but the flywheel is generally how a lot of e-commerce brands are focused on right now, turning customers into advocates. Our final hack is, I'm going to be a little selfish, but I'll say that it's important. Get our book. Get our e-commerce book, the Ultimate Email and SMS E-commerce Playbook. And I'll tell you why. Q4 is just 1 out of 4 quarters, right? Q4 is probably the biggest quarter for you, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a plan for the rest of the year, if you haven't set up the foundation from January through September in preparation from Q4, you will just kind of win Q4 and then go back to doing the same thing you were doing before, right? And then Q4 next year comes along and you're kind of back in like, let's jump in and kill it here, but without really maximizing the potential of your email list for the first three quarters. I'll give a great example of how this works. I had a client, we still have a client, who onboarded us in October a few years ago, and they had a very successful holiday season that year. But when we implemented our 12-month roadmap, January, February, March, all the small things that, doesn't get much fanfare, the CRM risk of churn automations, the churn, workflows, the order confirmation optimizations, the transactional email optimizations, the small little things you see in and out, the segmentation, all these tiny little changes that we did month after month after month, when they hit Q4 the next year, their revenue grew by 350%. No joke. Same list, same size, same campaign style, but we learned from it. They optimized their entire channel through the year, and Q4 came the next year. They were ready to run. All their campaigns were running. Automations were running seamlessly and flawlessly. Could always do better, but they were set to really succeed. So that was a really great example. And that's what I'm saying. Get the book, get a good framework for the year. Q4 is important, but don't just focus on Q4. Focus on the entire year. In there is a 12-month roadmap you can get and know exactly what you're working on, from segmentation to campaign planning to predictive to CRM to third-party integrations. What are the top vendors you want to onboard right away? So all that is very helpful. So a little selfishly, get the book, but that's another hack that you have to use. So I hope these holiday hacks were super helpful. Like I said, there are 16 email and SMS holiday hacks. These will win Black Friday. These will help you win Q4. These can be implemented with a team, without a team. You can DIY some. You can do it with another agency, have the agency do it for you. There's many different ways you can leverage this, but do it. The point is do it, right? I have to quote one of my agency coaches. So always says, like, you know what? What's the right time to do this task? The right time is now. Just do it. The time is like, when are we going to send that email? When you send the email, right? So just get it done. Even if you focus on 4 or 5 of these hacks, you'll be in a much better position and you'll feel more confident in the day, right? So hopefully these hacks will help you level the playing field and compete to win in a crowded marketplace. I want to thank you for joining us on this live podcast. Hopefully you bore with us as we went live on StreamYard. And it was really a great experience posting out here. I invite you to subscribe. Join us on the Ecom 8020 podcast. You can find us on Apple, Google, all the other podcast outlets out there. And listen to our next one. We're going to have some great guests during this season 2. And you're going to be able to learn from the other brands, how the top 1% operate. And I'm going to give you their strategies, gift them to you, and help you compete to win in a very crowded marketplace. We're on a mission, help brands like you level the playing field and compete to win. At the end of the day, that's what we're about, and we're here to help. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to the Ecom 8020 podcast. If you enjoyed this show, please make sure to subscribe and follow us on social at Highflyer Digital for daily tips and videos. To put this week's strategy into action and move your brand forward, go to highflyerdigital.com/book and schedule a free 15-minute chat with our experts. If you book today, you'll even get a free digital copy of our 330-page email and SMS playbook to get you started. Let's partner together to compete and win at e-commerce. Your brand is worth it. Until next week, this is Isaac Hyman, wishing you a successful and profitable week.